Hello, and welcome to InstaBinge, the fastest way to catch up on TV's best shows. I'm your host, Adesina, and this week we're talking about HBO's high-stakes family drama, Succession, which is back for a much-anticipated second season. Now, as we always say on the show, if you haven't seen season 1 of Succession, well, we highly recommend that you start binging right now. It's all on HBO On Demand, and it is totally worth the investment. However, if you don't have time to binge, or if you're simply tuning in for a refresh, then buckle up, because I'm about to give you a super speedy, spoiler-loaded recap that will get you completely caught up for season 2. Are you ready? Here goes. Succession is the story of the Roys, an impossibly wealthy family who run an international media conglomerate called Waystar Royco, replete with film studios, theme parks, and a cable news channel. The patriarch and reigning big cheese is Logan Roy, played with seething intensity by the legendary Brian Cox. When Logan suffers a stroke, his 4 children are left to contemplate the future of the family business. Kendall wants to take over, but past addiction problems leave many wondering if he's up to the task. Roman wants to take over too, but he doesn't actually want to do any work, and that can be a problem. Shiv ultimately decides that she's more interested in politics than the family business, at least for the time being. And Connor just wants to stay out of everything and chill on a ranch in New Mexico with his girlfriend Willa. After some lively debate and some clear indicators that the Roy family is teeming with toxicity, Kendall successfully inserts himself as acting CEO, with Roman as his number 2.
I think I'm the best option.
Oh, right, because you like playing boss?
Before long, they realize that Waystar Royco is actually in some serious financial trouble, and that running the show won't be nearly as easy as they might have hoped.
It'll be hostile, hostile, hostile.
You think this old buffalo's getting taken down?
It's rebellion, sabotage.
Shiv, meanwhile, demonstrates some true talent for politics, and also very matter-of-factly accepts a marriage proposal from her absolutely hilarious boyfriend, Tom, who himself is angling to rise in the ranks of his now fiancé's family business.
Will you marry me?
Yeah, whatever.
The engagement doesn't stop Shiv from rekindling a romantic relationship with a political advisor named Nate, who eventually convinces Shiv to come work for a presidential candidate named Gil Avis, who just so happens to despise Logan Roy and everything he stands for. Say hello to some serious conflicts of interest. Let the blackmail, bribery, and backstabbing officially begin.
I was meeting about a prospective job.
With your father's enemy?
Disagreeing with Dad is not treason.
Do you want this enough to go to war with your family?
Speaking of Logan, he's now on the mend, and he decides that he wants to take back control of his business. To prevent that from happening, Kendall boldly proposes a vote of no confidence, alleging that Logan is in no condition to run a company.
Kick out the old man, in with the new guard.
Who's in charge right now?
Me.
Unfortunately, all of Kendall's allies turn on him at the 11th hour, including his own brother, Roman. As a result, Logan stays in power and promptly fires Kendall. Ouch. You know, if you aim for the king, don't miss.
I am back.
It's my company. You are a nobody.
Not to go down without a fight, however, Kendall eventually conspires with Sandy Furness, one of Logan's oldest rivals, to stage a hostile takeover of Waystar Royco. Kendall also enlists the support of his rich, spoiled longtime pal, Stewie, who definitely cannot be trusted.
We're friends. I can trust you, right?
No.
With Sandy and Stewie on his side, Kendall's team has plenty of money and plenty of leverage, and their plan just might work. Oh, and by the way, in case you were wondering about the Roys' lives outside the workplace, well, they're a mess too. Logan's 3rd wife, Marcia, is pretty despised by her stepkids, and it certainly didn't help that she forbade any visitors during Logan's convalescence.
I am his proxy. I am in charge.
Not cool, Marcia. Logan's kids didn't trust you before, and they definitely don't now. Kendall, meanwhile, is estranged from his own wife and kids, and he frankly seems a lot more concerned about work than he does about them. Shiv's engagement to Tom is predictably bumpy, and it eventually leads to an epic wedding night where Shiv confesses her infidelities and asks for an open relationship. Wow, this marriage is off to an interesting start, to say the least. As for Connor, his girlfriend Willa seems a little nonplussed by his laissez-faire lifestyle. He resents her attitude on the subject and therefore decides to run for president. Okay, Connor, good luck with that.
This family's broken, and that has consequences.
And Roman, well, his personal relationships all seem extremely hollow. He exudes a whole lot of bravado, but he's clearly covering for some serious insecurities, not to mention a whole bunch of other issues as well. Oh, and there's one more character who you definitely shouldn't sleep on. Cousin Greg. He starts out in a theme park mascot costume and winds up in the thick of some extremely high-stakes business dealings. It's a fascinating and often hilarious journey, and it feels like it's only just begun.
This is Cousin Craig.
It's Greg.
I'll answer to both.
But anyway, back to Kendall. He has clearly let all the workplace pressure and familial animosity get to him, which results in a hard fall off the wagon and some pretty self-destructive drug use.
Come on, everybody.
At Shiv's wedding, Kendall gets wasted, leaves with a waiter to score more drugs. In a very Chappaquiddick moment, he drives off a bridge, accidentally kills the waiter, and flees the scene in an absolute panic. Luckily for him, the cops don't quite catch up with Kendall, but his father does. And this is just the leverage that Logan needs in order to wrestle back firm control of his own company. Loving father that he is, Logan promises to use his considerable power and influence to sweep the whole horrible crime under the rug, as long as Kendall cancels the hostile takeover and gets out of his way for good. Kendall breaks down and gives in. I mean, what else could he do? In the end, this heinous crime and its immediate fallout make for a shocking, devastating finale to an incredible season. The Roys proved themselves to be some of the most fascinating, wickedly hilarious, and deliciously hateable characters on TV, and you know what? I can't wait to spend more time with them. And now you can too, because you're officially all caught up and ready for season 2 of HBO's Succession. My name's Adesina. Thanks for watching this episode of InstaBinge, and I will see you next time.
Everything I've done in my life, I've done for my children.
Do you believe your father?
Honestly, no.
The family.